Hello, everyone. Many seem to be getting confused between Islamism and Islam. Okay, let's take a look at closer and how to identify so we get a better clarity about Islamism and Islam. Understand that Islam without Sharia law is not Islam. In other words, Islam is not complete. It's not real Islam. So Islamism is essentially Sharia law. Okay. So when we talk about Islamism, we are talking about Sharia law or vice versa. When you talk about Sharia law, you are talking about Islamism or Islamic Fascism. So within Islamic Fascism is synonymous to Islam like mafia or mafia like Islam. Okay. So Islamism is an effort to establish Sharia law. Okay, that's how you should understand for clarity. Islamism is an effort to establish a totalitarian Islamic rules under the premise of many names, include Caliphate, include Fisabilillah, includes Shuhada, includes people who die for the cause of the Wugan 72 version. So Fisabilillah and Shuhada and Jihad within that the same breath is essentially part of Islamism, which is part of Sharia law. So understand that Sharia law is not about enlightenment. It's not about to elevate or high, to elevate our mind to the higher consciousness. Sharia law is about taking you to the lowest level possible, to the level of below the level of the beast. And that's how you should understand what is Islamism and what is Islam. So Islam without Sharia law is incomplete. It's not real Islam. And for that reason, many who affected and who buy into the Sharia law end up become very bad persons or very bad community. And that's why you don't see peace in Islam, because the idea of Islamic Sharia law is not about peace whatsoever. And the reason Islam cannot accomplish peace, because that's not what Sharia law to begin with. Okay, Sharia law is not about respecting human rights. Sharia law is not about human flourishing. Sharia law is not about personal awakening or personal spiritual awakening. And so whenever in effort to establish Sharia law, that is Islamism, or whenever you heard the term Islamism, within that conversation, it is an effort to establish Sharia law, which makes the Prophet Muhammad as a tyrant. Okay, whenever Muslims trying to establish Sharia law, what they're telling the public, that they're trying to show people that the Prophet Muhammad is a tyrant. And that's what it is. We have to call what it is. And it is very painful. And I understand that. But Muslims should not get away with by projecting one thing and believe something else. And we know that this phenomenon of cognitive dissonance in the Muslim community, including in academic environment, um, it is important to point it out, what it is, and call what it is, and call spade a spade. Verse 42, Surah Al-Baqarah, encourages us to know the fact, to separate between falsehoods and what facts. Until we have the courage to do that, we're not going to have any clarity what it is that we are looking at. So if one verse that can help us to have clarity about Islamism and Islam is by understanding the facts and falsehood, and we have to be able to separate and sort through if there is any other nuances between the two. Okay,